There's a reason every resort you've ever been to looks incredible at night. You know, it's not the pool, it's not the furniture, it's definitely the lighting. They put lights on every post, every beam, and every walkway, and suddenly, concrete buildings look like a vacation. And guess what? Your backyard has the same potential, you just haven't plugged it in yet. Today I'm going to walk you through what you need to know about outdoor lighting, whether it's for your fence, for your deck, or for your yard. And we're also going to take you on site to a lighting project we just finished, so you can see how it actually comes together. Let's get into it. Before we talk about what to do, let's talk about what not to do. Because there's choices out there that, look, I'm not gonna judge, but all right, I'm gonna judge a little bit. Number one are those solar lights. And I know they're $12, you can stick them in the ground and you're done. But that's exactly what they look like. They look like $12 stuck in the ground. The bulbs are weak, the build quality is terrible, and after about 6 months of Pacific Northwest rain, they're decorative garbage. If you're going to invest time in designing your own outdoor space, don't light it with something you just grab next to a garden hose at a hardware store. Number two is color temperature, and this one's subtle, but it actually matters because if you buy a bunch of lights that are slightly different shades of white, your yard's gonna look like a science experiment. You really want consistency, so for reference, the standard across professional landscape lighting is 3000 Kelvin, which is warm white. It's not blue, it's not orange, so if it doesn't say 3000 Kelvin on the box, put it back. Number three is gonna be your spacing, because people either put 3 lights on a 40-foot yard and call it done, or they line them up like a runway and planes will land there. Neither of those is gonna work. And the general rule of thumb for fence lights is to keep them 3 to 5 feet apart. For path lights and landscape spots, you want enough coverage that there aren't any dark holes, but not so much that everything is washed out. So about 1 foot to 1.5 feet from whatever you're trying to light is usually the sweet spot, but again, it all depends on the space. And number four is your wiring, because the suckiest part is people that buy great lights, install them perfectly, and then run the wire across the top of the ground like an extension cord at a tailgate. Low voltage wire needs to be buried or hidden. So on a deck, it routes with the framing, on a fence, it runs down the post and is covered by a wood picket, and in the yard, it goes in a shallow trench that's just a few inches deep. The whole point of lighting is to create a feeling, and nothing kills that feeling faster than doing a bad job. All right, let's talk about where to actually put lights. I want to start with decks and fences because that's what we build all day. And honestly, lighting is the single easiest way to take a deck from, that's nice, to, wait, why does this feel like a restaurant? With decks, you've got a few main zones to think about, and the first is your stairs, because this is both a safety thing and an aesthetic thing. You want to light every riser or every other riser so people can actually see where they're stepping. But when it's done right, it actually gives a soft glow that just looks incredible at night. One of the options we use are these recessed lights called Fusion 22s, and they're from Inlight. It's 22 millimeters in diameter, so during the day, it blends in pretty well, and at night, it puts out a soft, even light that doesn't blind you when you walk up the steps. For the strip lighting option, we use and recommend the Evo Hide 550, because this one mounts under the lip of the tread and it gives you this wide, indirect glow. We used these on a recent deck project where every step had a strip light under the tread, and in the evening, it completely changed the feel of the deck. And again, that's the kind of upgrade where the homeowner turns around and goes, wait, that's exactly what we're paying for. Then there's perimeter lighting, which is what ties the whole deck together. And for this, we use the mini wedge light from Inlight. It's a small wall light, only 6 centimeters wide, and it mounts right onto your railing posts. You run them along the stair railing and the main deck railing, and they cast a soft downward wash that outlines the whole space. So again, during the day, you barely notice them, and at night, they define the edges of your deck without flooding it with light. One thing people don't always think about though is sometimes the best way to light your deck is not to light the deck surface itself, but to light the things around it. So shining some light on the plants, the landscaping, the skirting, and the deck becomes a centerpiece without being blasted with light. Now for fences, and this is the place where people miss the biggest opportunity because you got this beautiful perimeter around your yard and you just leave it dark. Think about it this way, next time you're at a resort or walking past a cool building downtown, look at what they're doing with the light. They're shining it on the posts, on the beams, and on the walls. That's what makes it feel that way. Your fence is the same concept. You add some soft lights to your fence posts, and suddenly, your yard has an atmosphere instead of just a border. For fences, you got a couple options with the beam direction. If you just want to wash the fence face with a light, a downlight like the Ace Down from Inlight is your go-to because it focuses light downward. You can customize it with accessories to adjust the beam, and it mounts right on the fence at about eye level, around 6 feet. So you space them out 3 to 5 feet apart, get even coverage without getting any dark gaps. But if you want something with a little more drama, the Ace Up and Down shines light upwards and downwards, so you get the downward wash of the fence face plus a glow that climbs up above the fixture. It creates a triangle pattern on the wall that just looks sharp, especially at night when you have a darker fence or brick wall. And not to mention the light source sits deep inside the fixture so it doesn't glare. And if you had a privacy screen, this is where lighting really pays off because privacy screens are already a statement piece on a deck or a patio. But without light, they kind of disappear after sunset. Mount some downlights, some up downs, or some puck lights on the posts of your screen, and now that wall you built for privacy doubles as a backdrop for your entire outdoor space. This converts it from a functional thing to a thing that people will actually notice when they walk out. It's the same fixture and system, you just really apply it differently, which is the beauty of it. So that's our lighting theory. And now let me show you what the installation process looks like. So here's our designer Stefan on site to walk through how a lighting project comes together from design to install.
They reached out to Cascade because we are an Inlight dealer. I met them on site and she kind of told me what she had in mind. I then took this information, sent it to Inlight. They have the overlay of this plot and they use what the customer has in mind and then they make a design from there, and then we tailored it down to fit what she actually wanted. And the important thing was coming up with budgeting all those lights out, saying here's what we're working with here. Okay, well, let's trim X, Y, and Z.
So quick note on that process. When you work with an Inlight dealer, you're not just guessing where light should go because they actually design a layout based on your property. Our designer walks it with you, puts the flags on the ground where each light should go, and they adjust together. This is a very different experience than buying a box of lights from a store and kind of just winging it.
Then when I came out on site with the flags, the list grew again because you start to realize, okay, the spacing's too great. We actually need to add some more lights. My initial reaction was, whoa, that's a lot of lights. She had the same thought. Until we came out and we started to plant the flags.
And this is the thing people don't expect, that on paper you think they've got too many lights. Then you get out there and space them and realize the coverage needs to be tighter than you thought. You just gotta trust the design process because it's really there for a reason.
We're running the low voltage lighting wire. That's gonna power all our lights. Was getting the design, marking out the layouts where the lights are. Next was trenching. And now we're just starting to lay the wire.
The flags are key for visual, confirming with the customer, like, hey, here's the spacing. Is this where you actually want it? And for when you show up. So these are the scopes. We've got a mini one, and we've got a larger one. So these ones we'll place out here shining on bushes and then also at the corner of the house and direct this to cast a glow up the side of the house. But really easy connections, well made, water resistant. So better than any solar light you're gonna get. And then these also have a shield on them that you would place on here to direct like a little hood, just to cast the glow and really direct it onto the house.
And this is what we see almost every project. There's never just one reason someone adds lighting. There's a safety need, like stairs or a dark pathway. Then there's accent goals, like highlighting a house or a feature a wall. And then there's the mood layer, just making a space feel good at night. A solid lighting design hits all three of those, which is what separates a plan from just buying a few lights and hoping for the best.
This is the Smart Hub 150 with the weatherproof connector. That hub has 3 ports. So think of that as a zone, 3 zones. So you can plug in 3 cable runs to it. And then off of those cable runs, you tie in the lights. You just have to make sure that the light wattage stays within the parameters of what the transformer can handle. You can't control each light individually. You can control each zone individually. So like this cable run you can control, that one you can control, and then that zone over there you can control.
And that's something people ask all the time. Can I control each light separately? Well, With a smart hub, no, but you can control each zone, which in practice gives you plenty of flexibility. Front of the house, side path, backyard, those can all be on different schedules or dimmed independently through the app.
It's a direct vary. It's super easy to install. It's also really easy to add lights later on, as long as you have enough capacity on your transformer. That's an important part. You just dig up the wire and it's a weather rated connector and you can plant a new light. So really easy to add and take away. Everything that InLight does though is just like sleek, well packaged, well put together. Seems like you pull it out of the box and you don't even need any directions. It's almost intuitive how it's going to go together.
So let me break down the system we use really quick because it's simpler than people think. Everything runs on 12 volts. That means the wires are safe to touch, there's no complicated electric work, and if anything gets damaged, the system just shuts off. This means there's no safety hazard, which is a big deal when you got kids running around a deck or a dog digging in the yard. At the center of this is your hub, which is basically your transformer, and InLight makes two versions. First is the standard hub, which is a touchscreen where you can set your schedule and has a built-in light sensor so it knows when dusk hits. And then there's a smart hub, which connects to an app on your phone and gives you Bluetooth control, which allows for dimming and ability to run RGB lights if you want to get into color. Both have light sensors and work great, but the smart hub just gives you a little more control and future-proofs you if you want to add features later. But how do you actually hide all the wiring? Because normal people don't want to see the cables running across their deck because it looks ugly. On a deck, the transformer and all the wiring tucked underneath the deck frame, completely out of sight, and your hub plugs into a standard 120 volt outlet. From there, everything runs below the surface. The wires connect to your stair lights, your strip lights, your railing lights, all hidden within the framing, so you'll never see the system. On a fence, the wire runs down the inside of a post and then into the ground along the fence line. And for yard and pathway lights that connect into a fence system, the wire gets buried just a few inches below the surface. Again, it's low voltage, so you don't have to dig deep trenches. You just make shallow cuts in the ground, lay the wire, and cover it up. If you ever need to add another light later, you just dig up the wire, clip in a new waterproof connector, and plant the light. Bada bing, bada boom. Each light connects with what InLight calls an easy lock connector. It's designed so you can add or remove lights without damaging the wire. So if you start with lights on your deck stairs and later decide, hey, I want lights on my fence, you're not ripping anything out, you're just expanding. The whole system is designed for bad weather, which is primo for us in the Pacific Northwest, because every InLight fixture has an IP rating for outdoor use and weatherproof ceiling. And the LEDs are actually designed in the Netherlands, so they're built for climates like ours, so there's no dead LEDs or fixtures after one winter. Here's the thing about lighting. It's basically one of the only upgrades that changes how your space feels, not just how it looks. A deck is a deck during the day, but at night with the right lights, it's an experience. Same thing with the fence. It's a fence until you put some downlights on it and suddenly your yard has depth and atmosphere. And the best part is, it's not permanent in a scary way. The low voltage systems are easy to install, easy to expand, and easy to adjust. So you can start small and build from there, or if you need to, travel with them. If you're in Portland, Vancouver, or in the Tacoma area and you want to explore lighting for your deck, fence, or your yard, we do this. We'll walk your property, work with InLight on design, and build it out for you. Links in the description. And if you're not local, honestly, find an InLight dealer near you. The system is that good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.